Iris is a new play now having its premiere run at the Majestic Theater in West Springfield. The production is directed by the playwright and the Majestic's producing director, Danny Eaton. We asked Dylan Brown, the star of Iris, and Danny Eaton to come in and tell us about this mysterious drama centering on a young woman living out her days in a comatose vegetative state.
It's hard to talk about without giving too much away, but you know, I can say that you know, this woman, Terry Davis, is on life support in a persistent vegetative state. I've been corrected about that, and for a number of years, and something happens that brings a detective to the facility, and then it becomes a little bit of a kind of a whodunit. So. But that's about all I can really say. People have to come see it.
It's going to tell us the whole plot, and that's not the idea. You really are dealing, though, it seems to me, with all kinds of issues that are very much in the realm of public discussion right now. Right to life, right to die, death and dying with dignity. It's all part of it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Abortion. There's a wounded veteran, Afghanistan veteran, who's one of the characters in the play. There's a priest who's a family priest, and of course the detective, and a new doctor, and a doctor who's recently kind of run off and disappeared for some unexplained reason, and then of course there's Iris, who's kind of, you know, it's really a narrative function a lot, you know, but that's where kind of the magical part happens, you know.
So many mysteries there you've outlined for us. I don't know how anybody can't go see it now, but let's leave them at that for this moment. Dylan Brown, what a unique experience. You're back home. You grew up in Southwick. You're based in New York now, which is where all young actors have to be. What a challenge, though. You create a new role, and you're doing it working with the author who's directing you in the play. Wow, did I scare you?
Yes. I mean, those words create a lot of pressure. However, I started working at the theater when I was 16, so I'm familiar with the space and the people, and I've known Danny for so long that it's very easy. He makes it very easy, and trusts me to kind of take this role and run with it, which is an incredible experience.
It's got to be a tough role for a young lady in her early 20s, just out of college. And I mean, you're basically, in some ways, playing someone who's kind of in another world between life and death.
It's definitely unlike any show that I've ever been a part of before, but it's a lot of fun. And there's so much to do, and I talked to my mom about this. It really spans the entire range of human emotion for me. Elation and sadness and anger and curiosity, and so there's so much fun to be had up on that stage.
Let me ask you about just the whole idea of a play like Iris at a theater like the Majestic Company. I mean, we often see small theater companies, for their own well-being, their financial stability, they stick to the tried and true, the guys and dolls of this world. Little unusual. I mean, you as a practice, I think, challenge and push the envelope very regularly at the Majestic, and you're doing it again, I think, with this play.
We try, and this play certainly nudges the envelope a little bit, and you know, I've gotten a little bit of pushback on some things, and but you know, I welcome that. I mean, we have some audience comment forms out every night, and I ask people, I said, listen, you know, we want your feedback, good, bad, indifferent, you know, fill something out, put it in the box, or write to me, or email me, whatever. And I mean, it's important with a new play. And, you know, as I say that on the comment form, you know, any play that anyone has ever seen, anytime, any place, it doesn't matter what it was, Hamlet, Neil Simon, Eugene O'Neill, Guys and Dolls, whatever, at one point was a brand new play that no one had ever seen. And you know, I think it's important for people, I think, to understand that.
I got to ask you about what I think is going to be another little push of the envelope. Your next production, I believe, coming up in February, One Slight Hitch. It's written. It's a world premiere, I think. Again, am I
Oh,
right?
no.
Not a world premiere. I
No,
beg your pardon.
it's been done a few times.
Okay, it's your opening. My bad for not being familiar with it. But it's written by what I think is one of the funniest people around, Lewis Black. We see him on Comedy Central, Jon Stewart's Daily Show. He's going to be there for opening night. You've got some big events planned around One Slight Hitch.
Yeah, we do. Lewis is going to be up. He may come up for one of the early rehearsals, but he'll definitely be back for the opening night. And we have a gala cast party planned afterward out in our cafe, and that's really exciting. He's a nice man, really nice man. And One Slight Hitch is, I think, most people just know him from the Comedy Central stuff and Jon Stewart show and the HBO things. And One Slight Hitch is pretty much a kind of contemporary comedy, So it's a little a different look at the Lewis Black persona, I guess.
Dylan Brown, you're based, as we said, in New York City now. You got your degree from Tisch School of the Arts at NYU, one of the premier, I think, performing arts training grounds in this country today. What's it going to mean, do you think, to your career now? You go back to the big city with this role and this experience now behind you.
Once I get back to the city, I just really got to hit the ground running. So many opportunities are going to open up because of this role and this experience. So it's really exciting. I have a lot of opportunity awaiting me.
Danny, I want to take our last minute together. I want to go in a whole different direction, if you will. A couple of years, MGM Grand Casino Entertainment Complex is going to open just down the street from where we are now, not far from your front door.
Sure.
A few months back, we thought there was going to be maybe a casino right down the street in West Springfield. How does somebody like you, with a smaller community-based entertainment operation, how do you view that? I mean, when an MGM comes in, does it suck all the air and the oxygen out of the local entertainment world? Or do you look at people maybe getting excited and doing more and getting out more and doing more with their entertainment dollar?
Yeah, I thought, some people have thought that that's exactly what would happen. It would sort of, the casino would suck the air out of everything. And I never really felt that to be the case for the Majestic, although I have to say we've had a number of meetings with the MGM people, and we really negotiated a great deal with them, and we have a great understanding with them. Once beginning next September, they will be one of our corporate sponsors for, I think, the next 8 years. Once the casino is open, there's going to be an MGM night at the Majestic for every show, which they've bought, So it's a substantial financial package for us. But it's a good relationship, too. It was funny, we were at sort of loggerheads at one point, and I finally kind of threw my hands up and said, listen, we've got to just sit down and meet. And, their vice president came over to the theater, and we sat down in the cafe over a cup of coffee, and we had Mike Mathis on the phone. And, in 10 minutes, we had come to an agreement. It was really kind of as easy as that, and sort of as mutually understanding as that, So I think it's a really good shot for Springfield. Will be a good shot.
Well, the current production is Iris. Danny Eaton, thank you for being with us. Dylan Brown, thank you, and all the best of luck. Good to have you both in.